Today we get to chat with Niklas, the vocalist and guitar player of the band Orbit Culture, discussing their upcoming album, Life Before Death, which will be out October 3rd. I hope you enjoy.
Oh,
Hi, how are you?
very good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I see there's a note taker thing on the bottom. Does that need to be there?
You can remove it if you want to.
Oh, no, it's totally fine if it's there. I just wanted to make sure that it was supposed to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's supposed to be.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
No
perfect.
worries.
How are you doing?
Very good. It's very hot here in Sweden for some reason. So other than that, it's good.
Is that normal for you guys?
Usually this time around it cools down, but I guess it's up to 30 degrees again Celsius. So yeah,
Yeah,
weird.
because usually from what I remember, Sweden's usually cold often.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I've interviewed a lot of bands from Sweden and it always is just a incredible what metal comes out of Sweden. There are some of the best bands that come out of there, and it's so weird because the Swedish people in general are not metal fans. So I'm always like, how in the world does the best metal come from a country that doesn't even overall enjoy metal, you know? It's
I mean,
bizarre.
I guess it is the cold, but as we are forced to be inside. But
Hmm.
other than that, I have no clue.
Yeah,
Too bored, I guess.
yeah, but still, it's still interesting that it's metal that comes out again. Some of the best metal that there is out there. Some of my favorite bands, In Flames is my all-time favorite band, and they come from Sweden. And then there's everything in between. I mean, Candlemass and Greenleaf and everything in between that's coming from there. It's crazy. And then yeah, you guys who are just sweeping the metal world for the past few years. I remember it's been a few years back, but you couldn't go anywhere in the metal scene without hearing Orbit Culture name. Like
Yeah,
everybody was like, "You got to check them out. You got to check them out." So it's been really cool to see you guys just come up and up and up and up.
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. We're just enjoying the ride at this point. So yeah, life is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about the title of the album, Death Above Life. That's a pretty philosophical title. Tell me about it.
It is, yeah, as you said, a big metaphor for where we are, mostly from where we've been. But I mean, it's a pretty easy title, but also very dark. I mean, it gets you thinking. But for us, it means um, just cutting ties, basically, with whether it's feelings, people, everything. And I mean, death above life. Could come across as you choosing death above life, basically. But it's like a backwards thought that we have about. Yeah, there is the whole album is about like as I said, like cutting ties with certain people, whatever. Just a big rebirth. But the thing is that we it is still a lot of hope within the record, and yeah, just a nice new rebirth.
I like that. I like that because I would not have put that together. I was thinking, yeah, more literal sense. So that's cool. You're actually, yeah, choosing life over the death of life in general, I guess, with people that are poisoning or being toxic in your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. The album, of course, is incredible. The three songs that you guys have put out have just made the fans and people who hadn't heard of you guys yet, which I'm surprised there was anybody out there, but just really, really stoked about this release. I've been lucky enough to listen to the whole album, and the last three songs, it's like you guys ended with an epic fireworks show, and then then at the last song, obviously, kind of the I don't know, the twinkling of the stars after the dark sky after the fireworks. But those three songs are just incredible. The Storm has, I think, become my favorite. Tell me about that one.
Funny that you mentioned that because that was one of the songs that we actually we thought about it. It's kind of a wild card for us, as it is kind of uplifting in some way, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
But and also, very, has like this pop formula. But
Like
then
a
we started.
cinematic soundscape in the background.
Exactly, yeah. But then when we put like the growling stuff on, we were like, okay, this is culture again. The ID was there still, so we thought it was cool, and it like, especially at the end there when it's like had this key switch, we were like, yeah, this is fucking, yeah, it's fucking cool. So we will keep it. And that song has nothing about this, the topic that we talked beforehand. It is about like dragons slaying. So that was is like kind of the most metal song that we have in that sense. Very inspired by Amon Amarth.
Okay.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
cool
I
that
could
you mentioned.
totally hear
Yeah,
that. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's almost got that like Viking kind of sound to it. Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so the next one, Neural Collapse, takes you on a whole adventure in itself about halfway through the song. It goes into, again, a more of a cinematic feel that's kind of a slower and just right before it hits you hard again. Tell me about that one.
That is kind of not the first song that we wrote, but it came somewhere in the middle. It's one of those riffs that I call like a sound check riff. That is, it's because it's very like static, and that's like how you sound check, just like a static thing for the front of house guys to hear what he's doing. Uh, but the more I played it, and the more like I like that kind of stompiness feeling. So I was like, yeah, I will keep this for now. And then what I always do is like get tired of it. So then I have to change the middle so it turns into something else. And then I put, everything in there. I think there's acoustic guitars beneath there. There's these soundscapes, and then I was like, yep, let's go back to the metal because now that part got boring. So that's how it is like a roller coaster. Writing music, especially that song for this record for sure.
It makes so much sense because it does definitely take a lot of twists and turns, which is not uncommon for you guys anyways. But that's funny when you're saying you're getting bored in those spots. I can see why your music shifts not only from moment to moment, but from song to song. Because you're just
Yeah,
wanting
yeah.
to you wanting to wear all these different hats and do all these different things, and you do that vocally too. You have a billion different vocal styles. Um, have you been able to master like so many different vocal styles?
Um, well, I guess my throat hates me. But I mean, the growling stuff. Actually, when I started out, I was like fainting all the time, and like tasted blood in my mouth. I was like, okay, I tried to like master that. So the growling is pretty easy these days. The singing came along, because being a huge Hetfield fan, I knew that I just wanted to have some of that raspy kind of vocals, and then I've always been very unsure about my clean vocals. But when I started to record this album, I was like, okay, it works here and there, and maybe there and there, and then it just evolved into all these different kinds of, I guess, colors, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's definitely some like Linkin Park feels in there with your vocal approach in like two or three songs. But the path I walk, okay, so usually in metal albums, the slower ones don't, I mean, like they'll stand out because they're different, but they're usually ones that I don't really grasp a whole lot onto. But this one, holy cow, I it has made me cry so many times, and I'm like, what is that? So
Yes.
oh my gosh,
Sorry.
like no, it's a beautiful thing. Like what a wonderful thing to be able to do, with music. But yeah, that one tugs on the heartstrings pretty hardcore. Tell me about that one.
That is the song that's been with us for many years now, and it has gone through a lot of different shapes. I mean, I think the first rendition of it turned into this metal thing, and then we were like, "Fuck that, sucked ass," and just and then I tried to like 3 years ago maybe I tried to do the clean vocals, sounded like a yeah fucking phone signal. It sounded like ass, and then I wanted to try it on the previous album, sucked ass then, and time constraints and blah blah blah, and but then I think the shift came when I actually started to write the lyrics for it, because usually how I write vocals is that I just mumble, weird swinglish maybe in some way. But that once the lyrics started to make sense, and that we actually wanted to do a song about Richard, our guitar player's father, who passed away by suicide. That was like, holy shit! Okay, now we have a huge responsibility here to make this work and not cringy or weird in any way. So we scaled it down a bit in the beginning, as you can hear, and then we saved the like big grand finale in the end there. So that's how it turned out to be. Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, it turned out beautiful. And I think your clean vocals are incredible here. They're very raw. They're very, sincere. I've said this a million times in interviews, and I think it's an important thing to say. With metal, it's such a pure genre of where I think you can tell, I think fans can tell when a band is wanting to be sincere and true to themselves, or they're just trying to fit whatever they think everybody wants to listen to. You can tell. And obviously with you guys, you can definitely tell that you guys are doing what you want to do, and are very sincere in that approach. But this song in general, it's a very raw and emotional song, and you guys just blew it out of the park.
Thank you so. That makes me so happy, because I think everybody of us are scared that people
Yeah.
will think that that we crafted it for the big masses or whatever. But it was important that it was. I mean, it is like the most naked song that we could
Yeah.
have uh,
Absolutely.
for now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm proud of it, how it turned out. So it makes me so happy that you talk about this song, because it's been means a lot to me too.
Yes, yes. And well, it's an important topic too, yeah, I mean, we live in a very rough world and it's not getting a whole lot easier. And so it's an important topic. It's a hard topic that not many people, of course, are comfortable discussing or talking about, but it is important, especially with music, because music is our therapy away from therapy. And it is something that we turn to when we're going through hard times ourselves. And so I'm glad that you guys did it, even though I'm sure it's been difficult in many ways, I'm sure. But is that the one you think you guys are going to perform live?
We It's a tough question. I mean, I guess we have to at some point, depending on if people want to hear it or not. But it also would be kind of weird to do it in, like, let's say, a small club, because I feel it deserves a bigger stage for some
Mm.
reason.
Yeah.
So it fits the background, audio or whatever, the cellos and stuff like that. But it would be on the other hand, it would be cool to just sit down with the guitar and just play it for a very intimate experience too. So there's a lot. That's the cool thing about this song. You can do it. You're not so dependent on the actual performers. It's more about the setting, I would say.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Now, along with this, because we're discussing such an heavy topic, and I think it's another thing that's important to discuss, what are some things that you do for self-care for yourself to protect your own mental health, in
It is
life
this.
or on the road?
It is actually, and I know it's like a lame response, but it is doing this exactly
Hmm.
this, like
Yeah.
sitting here in this room and writing and recording, because it turned out, for a bunch of years now, it has become like my uh, therapy outlet, my diary, everything in between, my safe space. So I think it's this. Obviously, I can tweak my life. I mean, happily go. I wouldn't happily go to the gym, but I need to go to the gym. As you know, there's so much that, but for me, this makes me so happy. I mean, sitting here creating music and being able to actually work with this like full time. I mean, it's incredible. Yeah, I think that takes care of me, and I
Yeah.
hopefully I take care of the band.
Yeah, absolutely. Now with a song like this, are you prepared for people to like fans to come to you either at the shows or through social media or whatever, to start like discussing their losses, their heavy topics, those kind of things? Is that something that you're prepared to tackle?
Absolutely. I mean, we have. That's actually one of the reason I had to go into to the tour that we're doing for this record. That's one of the reasons why we didn't choose to do like a meet and greet, especially since it's a lot bigger production. But we tried that, and we felt it felt like forced for the
Mm-hmm.
fans. I felt sorry for the fans. But to get to your point, I would rather have them talk in a calmer setting, that where I can be like listening to them full time, and they can, and that they feel that they have the time to actually get it out there to us if they want to talk with us. But
Right.
I'm so open to it if in that sense. But yeah,
Now my
bring it
assumption
off.
my assumption because you're a lyric writer and you do write deep lyrics all around, is that you probably have some sensitivities to you. So how do you protect yourself from other people's trauma, for lack of a better word?
Um, could you rephrase that?
Yeah, for sure. Like when other people come to you and are telling you their stories and they feel super heavy, and sometimes we just carry that with us, whether we want to or not. How do you protect yourself from carrying that with you to where you can perform the next day and you're not like being weighed down by it?
It's a very good question. I think even though I have demons myself, as anybody has, I think they're they if they come up and tell me all these heavy things, my job is of course listen, but also like we are doing this because there's hope, right? There's always some sense of hope, even though it
Yeah,
does not feel like that, and that's what I will be carrying,
yeah,
onto the next show. Is that hopefully they got they got the stuff out of their chest, and if they could feel good for 2 minutes, that will make me so happy.
yeah,
And if it continues for 2 days or 3 days, I mean, after the show people are usually very happy. So
right.
yeah, I think that's what beautiful about music is that,
Mhm.
and as many people say, it brings people together.
It does,
And
especially
yeah,
especially in metal. I mean,
yeah.
it's one of the coolest communities to be a part of. So another question I like to ask, do you remember when you decided that this is what you wanted to do, that you wanted to perform, you wanted to be a musician, you wanted to play guitar, you wanted to sing? And do you remember the moment of where you were like, this is actually what I get to do? Like that pivotal moment of where you were like, holy crap, this is going to be my life.
uh the dream started very early on. I think it kind of happened when it was like a longer period, like 6 months, when I was like 12, when I got my first guitar. I stood in the mirror and couldn't play for shit. But then I figured out I maybe it's cool to write songs, so I started to write songs before I could even play. But that was like
Well,
the where the like the first ember just sparked a bit. But then you move ahead now 15, 20 years when I mean, we have had already some huge moments for us, like playing with Slipknot and stuff like that. It's just bam. But
yeah.
then you're so focused, and it's hard to like stop and think, get some perspective on it. I still think we haven't from that
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
But I think when we first did like a first batch of festivals back in 2022, that's when the train really started to pummel ahead. I think when we were actually this year when we came back to these festivals that we did, because that was a moment like holy shit, we are actually invited to play here again, and the crowd is going insane. That's when I felt like the dream has become
Yeah.
true now. Because the first year we were like, holy shit, make sure don't mess up because we're just so focused on being there. But now we could actually stand back and enjoy like the work that we've done, and that
Yeah.
hopefully for the future too, like investing in that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you guys are not like a new band. You guys started in what was it, 2013, I think it was.
Exactly.
But it does seem like, yeah, once it started going, it like went full throttle. And so I'm sure it's been a little bit of whiplash for you guys.
Yes.
But it's been
It's
awesome.
perfect word.
Yeah, right. But on the outside, it's been so cool just to see because you don't see that a whole lot. I don't know about outside of this genre, but you don't see that a whole lot. I don't feel like in this genre where everybody is discussing that. I mean, Sleep Token's probably the other one, and Token's massive, you know. But I can't think of another band that you just hear everybody talking about all of a sudden, and you're just like, okay, well, I got to check this out because everybody's talking about them, you know. So it's a really special and unique thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess we have been a bit we've been taking our own path like behind the Spirit Box, Lorna Shore and stuff like that. Because they are just bam bam
Yeah,
going, but we have always like been in the back and just growing in our pace. But now this year has been amazing for us, and it's yeah, all the years has been, but it's just in different,
yeah.
you know different, I don't know.
Different
it's
lives,
it's
different
crazy.
capacities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can totally see you sharing the stage with both of those bands now, like at any time. I don't think that that would be a bizarre and that is something that is cool with you guys too, is you play so many different like styles of music that you guys can fit pretty much anywhere. So yeah, but you definitely, I mean, you're just as heavy a hitter as those ones, and so it's cool. It's cool. I'm stoked to see again what you guys. I just turned a light on here. What you guys do moving forward. I love this album. I think it's so incredible. I'm really stoked to hear what everybody else has to say once it's fully released, especially about that last song.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I think I can't imagine that you're gonna get pushback with that because it's such a genuine song. I think people will get what you guys are doing there. So I'm excited to see what people have to say about it.
Awesome. That makes me so happy. I mean, you're always scared of releasing new
Of
shit, but
course.
when it helps that, hearing people that are actually listening to liking it. Yeah, I love it. It makes me so happy.
Well, it makes us all happy too. So thank you for doing what you guys do. Definitely continue doing what you guys are doing because it's working and everybody is loving it. And thank you so much for taking this time with me. I know you're super busy today, but thank you for taking this time with me.
Thank you anytime, Nika. Thank you.
Awesome. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.